Good morning, guys. Welcome to Number 9 Farms. We're gonna be canning today, and I am canning my beef bone broth. When the freezer went out the other day, I needed to bring it in and start canning. And of course, Rosie thinks she's gonna can some. Plus, we're gonna can some turkey meat from some of our turkeys that were grown in Gates County, yes, North Carolina. Gosh, Bruce, he woke up sick this morning, and I got up and I about had a heart attack because the TV wasn't on, the coffee pot was empty, and I didn't know where he was. And I went all over the whole yard looking. I was like, okay, the gator's here, the car's here.
I went on strike.
And I come over here and he's covered up on the couch.
I was sick.
And I was like, oh my God, are you okay?
I had Kirkland poisoning.
So first of all, I have right here, I have 3 of the bone broths. And this is real life here, so everything is a mess because I can only do so much with over 2,000 plants. And I've already made syrup for the bees right here. This is a 1-to-1 mixture. And I've also made hummingbird food. I've made our breakfast right there. Some corn grits. Got the pots out ready to go. And we're going to walk over now to our daughter's camp so we can use because we use her refrigerator. Sorry, Alexis.
We planted our sweet corn too.
Oh yeah, we planted our sweet corn. That's exciting news. That's very exciting news. So how many rows did we have?
We have 24 rows. 24
rows, and they're at least what?
About 175 feet long. So we'll have about 15,000 ears of corn for someone to shuck and take off the cob.
And to can.
And to sell at the farmer's market.
Yeah, there you go.
There.
All right, guys, come along. All right, so you can understand this. This is where the camp is, and of course,
that's Bruce's junkyard.
Yeah, there's the house. So you can understand all that. And
Bruce is a hoarder.
Well, every time if we get rid of something, what happens?
We need it.
We end up needing it.
Eventually we'll get all that in there.
So this is where the corn is planted out here. This little tree right over here fell Christmas Eve. And poor guys had to come because it landed right up here on the lines. Right, let me show you. And I've already made the dandelion wine and dandelion jelly. There's so many dandelions.
We could go into dandelion farming bit.
Yeah.
Look at our pasture. Look, that's my future tomahawk location. Oh.
He's wanted one of those tomahawk steaks. I'm gonna have to get him one for his birthday. Huh?
Yeah, that's a great idea. My birthday's this weekend, right?
There's a honey wagon going by. See?
Yeah, the pasture's coming around good.
Yeah. And but anyways, the rows are here. So right, this whole strip, it went blurry. Okay, so all those rows right here are the corn. And over here is where the potatoes will be, right there. We just got those in. We need to get them planted. And down here, I've got leeks and shallots. And then here will be beans and butternut squash.
We'll plant pumpkins over there.
Yeah, and some pumpkins over there. So
we're getting close to our pasture.
Yeah.
What's going to live in the pasture, Princess? My dairy cow.
And
meat cow.
my sheep.
And the sheep.
So, I know.
You need something else?
I need more things to take care of. Oh, so I'm gonna show y'all in here because I've never showed you here. So
looks like Lex is cleaned up.
yeah, don't count on it. Oh, they took the 4-wheeler home.
Yeah, it had to go to the shop or something.
Oh, this is so. All right, let's see. Okay, so this is the little camp right here. And of course, over here is all my books that aren't unpacked. This is the bathroom, but it's just a simple bathroom. And the little kitchen area. So, and of course, I keep forgetting how to open this. And this is their refrigerator now. And those are my eggs in the back. And this is the cheese she brought for my
Breakfast stuff, right?
no, the twice baked potatoes.
Ooh.
We found this really does really good because you get that big hunk of cheese in there. But those are the broth we're gonna get. So let's get these out. Oh, looky there, Bruce.
Oh, I see
A Sammy.
I see a old-fashioned in my future.
Not an old-fashioned Moscow Mule.
Moscow Mule. Well,
With the Lexus, you can find you have all the stuff.
All the goodies.
Yeah.
Oh.
So if my boys come over here to get something, they managed to come back with what is it called? A squirt or a sun kiss, because Garrett always has all the good stuff, and see, we don't buy all that stuff. So these sure are pretty. I'm gonna borrow her toaster because I don't have a 4-slice toaster.
The bagels are looking good too.
Yeah, I've wanted to show y'all this camp for a while. Yeah, so this right here used to be Skylar's bed when she lived with us when she was 4, when Mom was in Germany. Yeah, she was in Germany then. So, and then this right here is the little bed that Alexis usually sleeps in because she has to sleep with the boys. Yeah, Mom. And then this is their bedroom. So everything.
It's getting there.
Yeah. It is getting there. It's looking really nice. Freaking all homey. And you know, when they come here, they spend most of their time at our house anyway. Just need somewhere to sleep, because as Garrett says, you can't spend every night sleeping on somebody's couch.
Yeah, that's right.
But we had one of these margarita machines for years, and I had lots of parties and made margaritas.
That thing needs to get some use, is what that needs.
That's a good old time. Didn't it? I don't remember it being open like that, but I guess. Oh no, here it is.
Yeah, ours. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
It had a lid.
Yeah, we got one of those. Gosh.
Did we leave it in North Carolina?
I think we gave it to Junior.
Oh, okay. So it stayed in North Carolina. It broke the margarita record, I guarantee it.
Yes. All right, guys, we're gonna head on back over. I'm gonna get these lights out and get the door shut behind us and head on back. Okay, so this is what it looks like here, and this is the tallow. So what I do for that is I save all that for my birds, that I make their little soot cakes. But so it broke apart on the way over, but it would have been solid, and you could have literally just picked the whole thing up. And I'm putting it in a freezer bag until I make more soot cakes. So I wanted to show you how I did this, but I have a skimmer, but I think it's at the kitchen that we work at because it's not here. But I just kind of take this old strainer I've got and scrape all of it off. And this is really nice and thick, good stuff. You could also use this for some pan drippings. You could, you know, next time you have a roast, you could throw this in there for some pot liquor, which is absolutely amazing. And you can see how nice and thick it is. And this isn't necessary either. If you don't want to take this off, you don't have to do this. But a lot of times, like if I'm doing a fasting or anything like that, I'll have this beef broth or the chicken broth. So I don't want the fats in it. I just want the pure liquid. I think I'm going to have more than the quart bag today. Maybe not. So, and it won't matter much. My fingers are clean. But I'm going to heat this broth back up. Then I'm going to put it in my jars. My jars are going to be warm, and I'm going to pressure can it at 25 minutes. So you'll have some more beef broth on the shelf. But here's the thing, I had no intention of doing the beef broth this time of year, because normally I would just use the outdoor porch for the worldwide freezer. And like I said, the freezer went out, so I didn't have a choice but to do this one. So it's just as well. And these are pretty funky too. And then I've got one big pot. I'm going to go ahead and put this in and warm it up. Get my jars warm and we're all set. That's a nice big hunk. Stuffed, Bruce.
Huh?
My bag is stuffed.
You're gonna need a bigger bag, I bet you. A bit.
Yeah. This will make good little soot cakes for sure. Yeah. And you could use this to make some good little body products too, if you wanted to. Some tallow body products. Or I'll just have to put it in another bag, or just one around it. Or if you want, it's kind of thick. If you wanted to, you could even do like some tallow candles.
Smell that honeybee healthy stuff. Essential oils.
Oh yeah. And then I also made the Oreo food too this morning. So everybody's all taken care of. So I'll bring you back once all this is all warmed up, and here's like the turkey that we're gonna pressure can, and the small pressure canner right here. Here's something I wanted to share with y'all too, is glassing your eggs. So this is the 4th jar already of the gallon jar that I've done just from the eggs this year. I kind of like mix it up when I add each little egg, just to make sure that the lime is getting around the eggs. So this will go on the shelf downstairs and be ready for the winter, because like I said, there was a time this past February, me and Alexis did all the breakfast burritos. We actually ran out of eggs, so I wanted to make sure we had plenty this year. So I have a 1 gallon glass jar. I put it on the scale, and then I tear it out, And then you want to add 2 ounces, because this is a gallon jar. I'm trying to get it out. So if you wanted to do a half-gallon jar, you would add 1 ounce. And 1 quart of water. So 2 ounces of water, of the lime powder. And now I'm going to add 2 quart jars of water. And this is where you don't want to use any water with chlorine or anything like that. I just use it out of my water thing. I don't even know what it's called. Water jug thing. But anyway. So anyways, here's what I was trying to say. And because I want room temperature water. That way when I put the eggs, there's no temperature change. And whenever you put, use lime, which lime is not something you should be using a mask, because 1, it's super fine and it will get into your lungs, but it also has a real fine mist to it. And I'm telling you right now, even the guy, because we had to get our lime powder from the actual ones who make it, because we were having such a hard time getting lime powder for a while, since we make pickles for a living. And he specifically said, he even went and watched my video of making the lime pickles, because there is one down there, way down there in the old videos. But he said make sure you wear gloves and a mask, because he says it's not good to not be wearing that for when you're handling any kind of lime powder. So when you watch this is 1 quart, and you'll see it. And this is not something that you want your children to be doing. And you can show them how to do it, but at least if they do, make them wear a mask or something. Because you can see that, if you can see it coming up. And those you can get right into your lungs. And now I need to add 1 more quart of the water, which I'm gonna have to get a new jug. But just use those safety precautions. Just take it from somebody that makes pickles for a living. It's not something you really want to be breathing in. All right, and in goes the 2nd quart. And still some of that vapor is coming up. Don't want to be having my drink right there. Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm on a roller coaster. All right, and so now it's ready to go ahead, and I'm gonna put number 5 on this jar, and now it's ready to add. And you only want to add eggs that are clean, free of debris, free of dirt, free of straw, free of poop. What, Bruce?
I'm just messing with you.
What? Why? You want to be on the camera today?
Yeah, I'm cameraman today. No.
So, and a lot of times, the eggs come out like this, and everybody's like, "Ooh, gross! Ooh, gross!"
Oh wait, like and subscribe, thumbs up.
But you can wash your eggs, and if you're gonna wash your eggs at 120 degrees. There again, you're taking this from me, for somebody that was sold eggs for a living. We've been keeping chickens since 1992, off and on, and because what happens is their pores in the egg close at high temperatures, where our pores open up at high temperatures. So it's the opposite. And the reason that you want to use 120 degrees is because
106.
no, it's 120.
Oh, it's just
You step away from the egg lady.
This is egg quiz. I got
Okay, so I read all the books and everything because you will be surprised at how many questions one would get at the farmer's market. And so and I've been doing this, selling at the farmer's market since 2013. And before that, I sold at craft shows and since the late 80s. And so I am very familiar with how to do this. So I just want you to know, if you're going to wash your eggs, what? Why are you over there?
I just like messing with you before.
I can't do. That's it. I'm quitting. I'm shutting down.
Finish your conversation.
120 degrees, and then once you wash them, you need to refrigerate them. And they can last up into the refrigerator for long periods of time. In fact, I bought duck eggs all through November at the farmer's market, and I'm still using those duck eggs. So that, and this is May 16th, 17th, 18th. Whew, May 18th.
They really lasted.
So, and I'm still using, of course, the air pocket has gotten, very large, but definitely want to wash all your eggs at and make sure your temperature is 120 degrees or higher. You don't, because if you wash them in cold water and you've got poop on it, all it does is go right into the egg because it's still at that low temperature, because their pores open up in colder temperatures and they close in hotter temperatures. So that's just this little word of advice from the egg lady.
From the egg lady.
Yeah.
Betcha.
Yeah, I if I can find those videos, I'll attach one at the end of all the chickens we had. And we sold like 75 dozen a week and 75 a dozen on Wednesday. And yeah, it was a lot of eggs and it was hard work. Everybody thinks it's so easy, but very rewarding. So, all right, so let's get this canning started. All right, so I've got my pot on the stove here for my lids, and I've got my lids going in and rings, and I'll show you how I do that. I know, I'm still in my pajamas, so for what it's worth. Some days you just don't have time to take care of yourself, and I know others feel that way too.
You just wake up looking that beautiful.
Yeah, okay. Come on, Bruce, just stop. He's BSing me.
You always say stop until I stop.
What does that mean?
You know what I mean. You say stop till I stop.
Okay. Alright, so I gotta get more rings. Probably gonna need what we figured, 12 jars.
Yeah.
Okay. So we always do that. This is how we do it, especially when we're doing our pickles at the kitchen. We put the two together. Then that way we know we got exactly the right amount of flats and the right amount of rings. That's just how we do it. And we can say, oh yeah, we put 30 flats in, 30, rings and flats. So, and they say nowadays, today, you don't have to do this, and it wasn't required of us at the, for our inspection. So, okay, they're in there now, and these will almost come to a boil. And once they almost come to a boil, we'll shut them off, and then that way they can cool down some. But the jars are heating up now, and the broth is heating up. And also, we'll do the turkey. Hey guys, I just wanted to pop on real quick. I just finished watering. I'm holding on to the camera here. But I just came back in, checked the eggs before I went out, and there was none. And now, just as clean as you can be, to drop right into your lime water for glassing your eggs. So there you have it. And I am now ready to can. Okay guys, so I've got the big, this is the 30 quart All-American pressure canner. And I have approximately 2.5 quarts of water at the bottom. Sometimes you got to adjust it. Sometimes you make it perfectly. You just don't want to ever cover your jars. You want to have about that much water at the bottom of your pressure canner. And you want to put in a little bit of white vinegar. That helps to keep any of the water stains off of your jars. And then also you can smell it a lot of times too. If you like the smell of vinegar, it does smell good. And then I go ahead and put my jars in. Right now this is warmed up, jars are hot, and we're all set to go. So I got a little bottle of vinegar up here. Colby's awake now, so oh, it's what? Let me see. Wait a minute. 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And just put a little bit in there like that. That's all you need. But I got one of these little bottles because I was tired of going down to the basement every time to get the big jar. And I says, I'm gonna get one of these little jars and keep it up here. And you would say, well, go ahead and put it in just a regular canning jar and do it that way. Well, one time I'll tell you a story. Back in the 90s, we did Girl Scouts all the time. And one of the parents, actually it was her grandma, handed me, I had a water bottle in one hand and handed me a water bottle full of vinegar. Yes. Was it vinegar? No, it was not vinegar. It was some kind of, was it muriatic acid?
I don't remember what. I think it was muriatic acid.
Yes. Why did she give me the, okay, because Bambi used to get bee stings, and she was so highly allergic, and she gave me the muriatic acid. If I put it on there immediately, it would take the sting out, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I had the water bottle here and the muriatic acid here. And I went like this, and all I can tell you is, pfft. So never make another bottle up in a bottle that is very similar to something you eat or drink. So that's just a tip. It was ammonia, not muriatic acid. I could not remember. It was ammonia. Because I was thinking, why did my mouth get burned up? But all I know is I spewed that ammonia everywhere. Alright guys, so here's where I'm going to stop the video. So all the jars are loaded up, and this is where you want to put some Vaseline or olive oil, as some people say. But me and Bruce have always used Vaseline, and it's the old school way. But it doesn't get into your food, so it is what it is. If you don't want to use Vaseline, use olive oil. But we want to know that it's coated. Because with the olive oil, it's so, looser, where the Vaseline stays on really good. But that's just your choice, whatever you want to do. You always want to coat your lid. That helps keep a good seal. And my little one doesn't have the label on the front here, but this is a good indication because you have a slot here and an arrow here. So if you're having a hard time getting your lid on, which sometimes, but what I like about these pressure canners is you don't, in my view, this is my view, you don't have to babysit them as much as those Presto ones, the older Presto ones, because once it gets to temperature, it pretty much stays at temperature, whereas the other ones just kind of like, sometimes they'll fluctuate a lot. So this is where you want to go ahead and do side to side because you want to keep it even. And of course, according to Bruce, I don't really know how to do it. Because it's not it's mechanical, and he thinks that only he can do it. But there's a many a day that I have pressure canned many years without him, and I did just fine.
I gotta inspect it.
And then so I go once. I'm not even there to tighten them yet. I'm just getting them even. So. And that's what gets me, because I'm like, Bruce, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then you tighten them up, make sure they're all tight, and then you want to go ahead now, and you're going to turn on your burner. And I usually turn it on kind of like medium-ish at first, and then once I know that they have gotten all warmed up inside, I go ahead and turn to high. And then once I see the steam coming out full blast, I'll time it for 10 minutes. And then when the steam is coming out, this is a good time too to wipe down all the grease that gets up here, because the steam heats up the grease and cleans it. So that's just a little cleaning tip.
Yeah.
So and there you have it. And we'll once I put this on, I'll show you that, and I'll be back. Still waiting, but this is the dandelion jelly, and I got 6 jars of this, and Bruce is like, go out there and pick more, it's so good. And but I wanted you to see it, how good it looks, and it is so good, so delicious. Oh my gosh, it's incredible. And Bruce was even surprised how good it was. But he should know I'm the jelly queen. Alright, so it's been spitting out now. You see the steam coming all the way to the top. It's really hard to see. So now is when you start timing it for 10 minutes. So we're doing 10 pounds of pressure. It's based on your altitude. So you just put it right over there. And now you're going to wait for this to go up to, I always do it at 11 pounds of pressure. And it'll right at the 240. And then I try to hold it right there between a 10 and 11. And then I start the timer once it's up to the 11, and it's going to go for 25 minutes for the broth, and that's because I've got quarts. All right, now I'm cutting up my turkey so that I can go ahead and get that in the jars, and I'm going to use the tiny pressure canner. So there, I temp it pressure, and I've got the jiggler. So now I'll set the timer. All right, guys, so now it's finished. So you always want to take this off and release any type of pressure that might be there. And you go ahead and just start unscrewing it, and you can unscrew it any way you want. Most of the time they are pretty hot, but not really. But just in case you want to hold the hot pad. My goodness. Sometimes I get them too tight even for myself.
You need a man with big, strong muscles to come undo that for you.
No. This is the part that I do have a hard time with, because my lids never seem to just come off. So usually I take a little knife, and this is where I come Bruce.
This is where that big, strong guy you don't need comes in.
This is where I call Bruce. And this one here has my turkey in it. And so that's going still. That's 90 minutes, but this is done, and I'm excited. So there you have it. All right, so look, now what I usually do is I leave them in here to go ahead and seal, because since there's such a low space between here and there for this tall one, I don't want to turn the jar sideways because then they can just volcano out. So I go ahead and let them seal, then I take them out. And then I let them sit on the counter. Guys, thanks for watching.
Yep, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, thumbs up. I'm the video guy today, right?
Yeah, you are. Are you coming back over here? Not on your life, lady.